Field of 68.
After dark.
After Dark, special edition of the show. We are here in Washington, D.C., live from BetMGM National Harbor, which is where we're going to be tonight, all day tomorrow, and all day Friday.
John, can I give you a little geography lesson here real quick?
Please.
You flew into Washington, D.C. Actually, you technically flew into Virginia. You drove around D.C., and we're now in Oxon Hill, Maryland.
Oh, excuse me.
We're in the National Harbor.
DMV.
We're in the DMV.
Was it necessary?
Yeah, I think
it
was.
Geography lesson necessary, honestly.
I mean, you
on
are
such
a
night.
Memphian. You are a Memphian. You probably have never gotten north of probably the Carolinas.
Yeah, this is big for me. Big day for me, and we have a lot to get to today on the show. Jeff Goodman, Rob Dauster, Jarrell McNeil. It's an exciting week because we're going to have so many different people, so many guests and obviously analysts from the network that come through this week, talking all things college basketball as the NCAA tournament gets underway. But let's talk a little bit about what we've got right now, which is Miami, Ohio, up 11 going into the under-8 timeout, I believe. A lot of people doubted Miami. Do they belong?
A lot of people.
Who doubted?
Who doubted Miami?
A lot of people.
Who doubted Miami?
Really doubted
smart
them. On
people.
this panel.
Put a name on it.
Who really doubted.
I want you to put a name on it,
I'm going to
John.
doubt them again, but I'm just trying to give them some flowers as of right now at the under-8.
I mean, they have controlled this whole game, guys. They have controlled this whole game. They've done what they do, which is make threes. But what I'm surprised about is, it doesn't look like the athleticism is a major issue. To me, I thought SMU would dominate them on the glass, would go, and it really hasn't worked out that way. They've been able to kind of neutralize SMU's quickness, their athleticism, and again, the equalizer here is the three-point shot.
There's a reason why. We could talk about the game, and we could talk about Miami, but to me, while we're still waiting for it to end, we got to talk about B.J. Edwards, and we got to talk about what SMU pulled to be able to get into the tournament. Because at the end of the selection show, one of the things that Keith Gill, the committee chair, told the CBS guys is that SMU got in part because B.J. Edwards was going to be available for the NCAA tournament. And what they said in their release, what SMU said, I went back and checked, is that he is expected to be available for the NCAA tournament. And I guess that's technically true because he was expected to be available at some point during the tournament. So if he's available for the Final Four when SMU's not playing, I guess technically they didn't lie. But this, I don't know how I feel about this.
They lied.
They lied.
They lied.
I know how I feel about it. I absolutely hate it. And I understand that. I'm sure it was some linguistic confusion on some of that stuff about whether he was expected or whether he was going to play or not. But at the end of the day, that shouldn't determine whether they're the last team in the field or not. So in this situation, we gotta say two things. Number one, Bruce Pearl had it right. SMU maybe should have been out, and I think they were the last team kind of on that cut line. And the second thing, we got to tip our hats and give credit to the NCAA. I love this setup. Miami should have been in this tournament. I've been adamant about that the entire time because of their body of work. What they did this year has been the best story in college basketball pretty much all year long. But on top of that as well too, them being in Dayton, have an opportunity to get this sort of a role, but a home game for them. Yep. They got the kids out here in the Speedos in the student section. The student section is rocking. It's an electric atmosphere.
It's a home game for Miami.
It's awesome, and it's also really good for the first four games.
It's also not over. It's also
it's not over. The game isn't over.
It's 9 now. They have they've led pretty much wire to wire, but again, SMU just can't make threes.
Well, the only thing I would say about the SMU getting in with the B.J. Edwards falsehood is who are you putting in over them?
Well, but here's the deal.
That's the only thing.
SMU was
there'd
not
be more
good.
outrage if there was an obvious team.
But they were 1-4 without B.J. Edwards down the stretch. So you're supposed to evaluate the team on kind of what they are at that point. Now they've cut it again to 7 here at the under 4. So again, they're not that far off. They haven't really put any major pressure, I think, on. And here we go again. The thing is, they're kind of getting what they want. They're getting what they want. They're getting into the paint. They're kicking or they're scoring in the paint. SMU just, man, they look underwhelming, which is kind of what they've been most of the
Well, they
year.
are in the play-in.
Right.
I mean, that's which goes back to Rob's big tangent about expanding this thing. Can you imagine how much worse it's going to be when they expand to 72 or 76? I mean, this is 68 here.
I will say we talked a lot about Miami, Ohio's schedule and who would play them and who wouldn't play them. And we hear a lot of these mid-major programs talk about how difficult it is to be able to get a power conference team to come play them in their own gym. Well, this is why. Miami's essentially playing a home game here, and SMU, whatever happens at the end of this game, however it plays out, SMU kind of got their butts kicked for at least the first 37 minutes. This is why Miami can't get home games. You're not helping yourself, Travis Steele.
Wouldn't you love 4 of these, though? Wouldn't you love, to me, I would love 4 of these games to really be able to show, like, can the mids compete with the lower highs, the highs that just were average all year. Like, I would love to see 4 of these to start.
I agree, and I think that we miss a major spot a lot of times in the college game trying to push these mid-major programs, at least the good ones, to the side. Like, let's let the really good teams in. They may win their conference championship.
How about Belmont?
Yeah, like I would much more prefer to see that, a game like that, instead of a mid-tier or bottom to low-tier Big 12, SEC, Big 10, ACC.
You mean instead of Texas, who lost 5 of the last 6, and it was very clear that team did not really like each other by the end of the season, and NC State, who lost 6 of their last 7 and 7 of their last 9?
Absolutely.
Or have Belmont play one of those guys. And again, what would be interesting is you play 4 of them, and all 4 mids win, then it kind of says something, doesn't it?
Says a lot. It says a lot, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously this validates Miami, Ohio.
Totally does. I mean, it validates them to a certain extent.
I mean, it validates that they belonged, right?
They belonged in the field,
of 64.
Yeah.
I think that's about where it ends. But
no, you don't know that. We'll see what they do against Tennessee.
All right, so bet them.
I'm not betting them. I'm just saying. I'm just saying if they play with Tennessee, who was a top 25 team most of the year,
right.
I think that says a lot about Miami.
What are they? What are they going to be getting? Like 11.5, 12.5?
And again, if they play with them till the under 4, I think that shows a lot about.
I think
about
look,
the
end of what I would say is winning
They've
this
already
game.
proven you wrong.
I'm sorry.
They've already proven you wrong.
I mean, I was just under the assumption.
Take your loss.
No.
Take your loss.
No.
With some humility.
We're not talking about the field of 64. This is still the field of 68.
Whatever. They got in.
They got into the play-in.
Okay.
And they won a play-in game.
Okay.
Let's see how they fare in the 64. Is that not fair to say?
I'll say that.
I mean, we thought they were an at-large team.
Yeah.
For most, is that fair?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I mean, okay, you won the play-in game, so now you're going to get a real test as to how you really fare.
You're playing a high seed now, though. That's the difference.
That was always going to be the case.
We were trying to say, do they belong in the tournament?
We were not saying do they belong in the play-in. No, we were not.
Well,
no,
we belong in the tournament now. They're beating teams that are on the fringe that were considered in the tournament.
That was the conversation, because at the end, by the time
they get a 5 seed.
Yeah, when they ran the table, we were at a point where it's like, okay, if they don't at least make it to their championship game, should they be in? Like, that was the conversation.
I feel like we were not talking about them ever as should they be in the play-in? It was always as a straight-up at-large.
Once they lost the game, then it was
right.
They're probably going to be in the play-in.
I really don't think the conversation was, can they win a play-in game? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
I think for you it was.
Well, no, that was. I never assumed they were a play-in team. I assumed that they were going to be an at-large team. They were going to get a bye, and that was when you're going to see the difference. Now, Rob Dauster's on the verge of tears when he thinks about it. I mean, because he knows what's going to happen.
Look at this.
They're
playing harder.
He knows what's going to happen.
I mean, they are.
Look, this is their title game. This is it. Come on.
Put some respect on it, first of all, John. But like, I'm so happy that this is the way that it's playing out, because the whole thing, I feel like we spent so much time with Miami throughout the season talking about whether or not they deserved an at-large bid, instead of celebrating just how special it was that they were doing the things that they were doing. Because it wasn't just that they were undefeated. Like, my personal opinion is, if they were beating everybody by 25 in the MAC, then we would have just been like, yeah, okay, they're beating everybody. They're a good team. But they were doing it by going out there and fighting these wars and having to escape.
Yep.
Like, winning games that maybe they weren't supposed to win, which made it so much more fun.
And it made it a better story, right?
And it made it a better story. And I get why because they weren't blowing teams out, it's very easy to be able to say, look at their metrics.
Well, they
look
weren't
at their
playing
KenPom.
anyone either.
Yeah, well, I know, but it's still you're 31-0.
That was the biggest problem.
I got some stats for you. So check it out. High Point, 92 on KenPom coming in. Miami, 93 on KenPom coming in. They both had non-conference strength of schedules that were in like the 340 to 350 range. Neither of them played anybody in non-conference. They played bye games, and they played low majors, and they played non-D1s. High Point, who we all love, who all of us on here would sit here and say, yeah, they're a real threat to beat Wisconsin in the first round of the NCAA. They're an upset threat. All of us have said that at some point in the last week. All of us have said that about High Point. They're the same numbers on KenPom. They lost 4 games during the regular season. High Point did. In a league that I would say is probably not as good as the MAC, and against a conference schedule or non-conference schedule, exactly what Miami did. Miami won all their games, but we're saying that they're not good enough to be in the tournament and they can't beat Tennessee. Like, that's the difference to me. So I love what is happening here because I think it's finally putting some shine on the fact that this team that does all the stuff the right way, return guys, develop guys, build them within the program.
I think the best point you made was a couple of weeks ago, which was why even play the games? If Miami Ohio doesn't get in,
right?
Why are we even playing the games?
Right.
I mean, I'm fine with. I don't think they're taking someone's spot that's more deserving. Just like I don't think SMU lying about BJ Edwards' status is taking someone. But obviously that mattered. Obviously that was that was something that was pretty instrumental into the dynamic of SMU. But I think my whole thing with Miami is, obviously you have a big problem with anyone on your network doubting them. We all have to.
No, I doubted him. As Rob can attest and Jarrell remembers, I doubted him for the fact that I wish they had scheduled better. That was my doubt. My doubt was, and I said it, with my heart, I wanted them in, and with my heart, I love that they're winning this game right now and on the verge of advancing. But on the flip side, I wish they had played some people because they could have. Like, They tried using that as an excuse. They could have played somebody. They could have played better mid-majors, mid-major pluses. Yeah. I'm not saying that. Maybe the high majors all did say they didn't want to play them.
Some true road games against good mid-major teams.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Mid-majors are trust me, they're looking for games too.
Yeah. In the end, this is in an era where we talk about parity and we talk about the gap widening between the power leagues and that's real.
This is fun right now.
It does feel like
because SMU
and I hold my hand
money.
up a little bit. I hold my hand up a little bit. Like I've been guilty. I've been rooting against Miami, Ohio.
Oh, come on.
I have. You guys know that.
It's unbelievable.
I've been a Miami, Ohio atheist.
I mean, think about this.
I have.
Atheist.
SMU, a lot more money. And that's where we've been talking about this Cinderella deal where the Cinderellas don't have a chance.
This is the
now.
Cinderella of the tournament, period.
I mean, I don't know if they're the only Cinderella.
Well, I mean, they have the best chance of any of the.
I'm about to say, don't you got to win? You got to win a couple games to be considered a Cinderella.
I mean, I built a 68 ready to.
It's been a great.
Driver's going to send a graphic.
It's
out
been a great story. Up
Miami
to this
wins
point.
it all.
So now they need to put together, obviously, finishing this game off and then at least get 1 or 2 more. Try to make it to the second weekend. Then we can put the slipper on them.
I would love it if Miami beat Tennessee.
I mean,
that'd be great. But
one of the biggest things too, and this would be the hugest difference from this game to the next one, is that with teams like this, they do a great job of moving the ball, man. Like, they share the hell out of the basketball. They have multiple guys. I think they got at least 6 guys that are averaging double figures on the year. Mm-hmm. Like, so they share the ball. You don't exactly know who to key in on, but at the same time, the difference maker for these high major teams and something that SMU is probably not capable of, and that's why they've been up and down all year. You got to make it hell on these guys. You got to pick these dudes up in the parking lot and pressure them all game and try to let your athleticism and your depth win out at the end of the day. Yeah. SMU has been a bad defensive team all year long. They're letting these guys walk it up. They're even going zone. Like, that's probably the worst idea that you want to do on a team like Miami Ohio, but you can just see they don't have the answers right now.
Yeah, I like Miami has the feel of like that old school. You know what I mean? I say old school. I mean, like, not that long ago.
Hoosiers.
It was that mid-major team. Well, maybe Hoosiers. That's
well, you know why? we talked about this on Monday night. They actually had players come back and return.
Right.
Like they have continuity on their roster.
Right. That's what it used to be.
Yes.
That's what
and they're old too, so they got continuity. They're old. They got guys coming back. They played together. They developed together, and they care about more than just the paycheck that they're getting. How many guys on SMU that are coming here for 1 year care about more than just the paycheck?
Yeah.
And I don't want to say it's about everybody on SMU because I like Boopy came back.
No, but are they crying at the end of this?
Oh!
Goodman wants crying.
Oh, and they're hanging on rims, John. And they're hanging on rims.
Turn it up.
I thought they weren't athletic enough, John.
Look, I had SMU minus 7.5. I did.
I did too.
It wasn't my biggest bet of what will be the weekend, but I had them. So I got to stand on that. And credit to Miami. I mean, they showed up. They did what they've done all season long. They played together, like you guys have been talking about. They made shots. And I thought for a minute in the second half, we were sitting there watching it. It looked like SMU was kind of making their run. They go, here we go. Miami responded. I mean, that's a credit to Travis Steele. It's a credit to that team. They play together. That's enough to get you a win tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they move well without the ball. They rebound, they kick, they shoot. They play the game the way it's probably meant to be played, right?
Wow. The way it's meant to be played.
They play the game the way they're first in the gym, the last to leave.
You're proud of this. You're proud of this Miami Ohio team.
This is how James Naismith drew it up, baby.
Goodman, they got a bunch of coaches' sons out there just doing it the right way.
Well,
orange slices after the game.
Hey, you know, I just saw them. They're deceptively athletic, John. They're deceptively athletic.
I mean, those words never left my mouth.
Just a bunch of white boys who can't
gym
jump.
rats.
Right.
Gym rats. Let's start using some of the keywords.
Yeah. So obviously Miami wins tonight. They'll get Tennessee. I will say this: Tennessee, we know, extremely top heavy. They have two guys. That's it. Now they have size inside. They might be able to take advantage of in a way that SMU was unwilling to for whatever reason. But if you're Miami,
for whatever reason they couldn't.
Well, they could because that front line, that Miami Ohio front line. But I will say if you're Miami Ohio, there are worse teams that you would.
It's just Miami. It's not Miami Ohio. It's the Miami Redhawks.
Miami
is just
Florida is in the tournament.
No, that's University of Miami. This is Miami.
It's Miami University versus.
They're very sensitive about that, John.
It does have OH.
When you're in the field of 64, you get your name said correctly, John.
Right,
when you're only the playing
enough.
game, they're Miami of Ohio.
Now that they've advanced,
now that they won a game, you got to call them Miami.
Yeah, now I'll call Miami, and I'll call the Hurricanes. What?
The U.
The U.
You.
I don't know. We'll have to workshop that.
You can leave the U off. Just call them Miami.
Yeah, we'll have to workshop that one. Either way, big day tomorrow here at BetMGM National Harbor. We'll talk about the first day of the NCAA tournament, go through some of the games tomorrow when we get back. Field of 68 after dark.
As you know by now, we have teamed up with BetMGM again this season. We'll be using BetMGM lines to make all of our picks, and we will have special offers for Field of 68 fans, including same-game parlays, best-in-class live betting, and daily odds boost. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code FIELD to get up to a $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. Here's how it works. You download the BetMGM app. You sign up using bonus code FIELD. You deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game, and you receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your bet loses. Just make sure you use that bonus code FIELD when you sign up. Make this college basketball season one for the history books. Make it legendary. And don't forget, if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code FIELD and get your $1,500 first bet offer today. We are running it back with Splash Sports, ladies and gentlemen. Last year, the Survivor contest that we hosted with Splash paid out $40,000 to the winner. This year, the grand prize pays out a guaranteed $100K. For just $25 an entry and up to 133 entries, you can get a chance to prove that you are smarter than the Field of 68. Survivor is the future of March Madness. Just pick one team every day of the tournament to win, and if they do, you advance. The catch? You can only use each team once. We're also hosting a free-to-enter bracket on Splash. If you're looking to host one of your own, Splash can handle everything for you, from the entries to the payouts to the standings. We'll be running it back with the Sweet 16 Survivor contest as well for those that do not survive the first weekend. And Splash is now offering Quick Picks, a daily fantasy game that allows you to predict whether a player reaches a certain number on a specific stat. All links are in the description below. The big dance starts soon. Get in before it tips off.
Welcome back, Field of 68 After Dark here. What day is it? It's Wednesday?
Yeah.
Wednesday before the NCAA tournament gets officially started in earnest tomorrow with the first round. We're here at BetMGM National Harbor in Maryland.
In Maryland, not DC.
Just
not DC.
DMV. You guys are on my ass about it. But we're here in Maryland in the DMV
That'd be
area.
like someone from Memphis saying they're in Mississippi.
Yeah, well, it's all the same, man. It's all the same. We'll be here
I will say, getting DC and Maryland confused is a lot better than getting Maryland and Virginia confused. Because if you get Maryland and Virginia confused, you got a problem.
Yeah.
But if you ever say that someone from DC is from Baltimore or someone from Baltimore is from DC, you better run.
Looking for a fight, huh?
Good to know.
Yeah,
I'll
you better run.
I'll
No
hopefully
problem.
duck that this weekend. Okay, tomorrow, Madness Cast. Friday, Madness Cast. We're going to be here all day tomorrow, all day Friday, throughout the NCAA tournament. Lots of guests. Saw Tyler Hansbrough running around here somewhere. Like, where the hell are you going, man? He's just running. Just with his head down. Like, where are you going? Where are you going, man?
He said there's slot machines. Slot machines aren't going to beat
He was running full speed.
Tyler playing the penny slots.
Yeah, he was running full speed, man. I thought he got a lot of money with those Pacers contracts. Anyway, we'll figure it all out tomorrow here on the show. All right, speaking of tomorrow, starts the first round, TCU, Ohio State. Ohio State does make it. Bruce Thornton's going to get a chance to play in the NCAA tournament. Let's start there. What do we make of this matchup, Jeff Goodman?
You know, I just saw this TCU team last week at the Big 12 tournament, and Jamie Dixon's done a great job with them. I mean, think about this. This is his fourth tournament in the last 5 years. Quietly done a nice job. Now, Ohio State's coming in hot. You know, this is a team that was on the bubble 2 weeks ago. Now they end up getting in that 8-9 game. Like you said, Bruce Thornton's going to be the best player on the floor. The key to me is those other guys around him, right? Can he get enough help? You know, to me,
I really hope, and yes, he needs help. I really hope that Bruce Thornton goes nuts. Bruce Thornton's been one of the best basketball players.
He's probably going to
in the college ranks, like for 4 years now, and he hasn't really gotten the attention that he deserves
100%.
because he plays for Ohio State and they haven't made NCAA tournaments. If he can go nuts and get his shine, that'd be one, great thing for him, two, a great thing for the sport. He's a hell of a player, man.
Yeah, and you just got to extend the season at this point for him, man. He's a phenomenal player, but even a better kid. I got a chance to work with him a little bit 2 years ago at the Nike Academy. Just a winner, man. He changes the team that he's on with his leadership. A lot of the stuff, we see the numbers and everything, but that doesn't tell the whole story. It's his leadership.
Well, you know what
on
the
and off
problem
the
was?
floor, man.
The problem was in previous years, he might not have changed teams with his leadership for the better. And I think what we're seeing this year is that he actually has embraced this idea. I'm a senior. It's my last run at it. Let's go get in the dance, man. I can't put up all these numbers and have it be empty calories.
Right. So, obviously, you know, TCU's a team that's as the national championship goes final.
Miami.
As the national championship goes final, 89-79.
Ooh, that was
Ohio.
a blow by. That was a blow by Travis Steele and Andy Enfield, right?
Jeff, you got me looking at the handshake line way too hard these days.
Got it.
B.J. Edwards probable.
Yeah, he may play the next game. Maybe he'll play the next game.
All right.
Guess he's out, huh?
We'll keep you updated. All right, Troy, Nebraska. Nebraska had a great start to the season. Not so much the second half, back half.
They weren't bad.
They weren't bad, but it was
3-seed.
But hold on. Can we just talk about relative to what they were?
Sure.
But I mean, they haven't beaten a real team since February 3rd. Okay, and which is fine. I mean, we just have to acknowledge the reality of their season.
What we acknowledge is the fact that they need to win this game because they've never won a tournament game.
Never won a tournament game.
So
and they're big favorites
They
against Troy.
gotta win this against Scott
A
Cross.
lot of rumblings about Troy's coach leaving for Georgia
That's
Tech.
the big
obviously.
question too. I don't think there are some coaches that I think might be distracted by this. I've known Scott Cross 20 years. I don't think he's a guy who's going to get distracted by all the Georgia Tech talk. And he's got kind of a brand new team. Think about it. Last year they went to the tournament, and they kind of flipped this thing. And he's done it with a completely different team this year. But to me, again, I think Nebraska, they have too much. I mean, they got some really good players there that again, they haven't had the second half that they thought they'd be able to sustain, but still a 3 seed for Nebraska? 4 seed, I'm sorry. That's pretty damn impressive.
Yeah, I mean, they've had a phenomenal season. No one's going to argue that. I just wonder, Jarrell, if the way that they defend, right, the no middle, they're going to trap ball screens, they're going to put 2 on the ball in the post, they're really going to load up on the strong side of the floor. How much does that impact a mid-major program versus doing it against other Big Ten teams? Because I feel like when you need to have the size to be able to throw that skip pass over the top.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Troy does have a couple big guys that can really, really pass the ball.
Yeah, that'll change a lot, I think, just the size difference, especially when the way that they play it is almost like a zone, you know what I mean, in a sense, Rob. And positionally, they keep mass closer to the basket. They let the wings come up a little bit higher and fly around. But I definitely think it'll be effective. My biggest thing with Nebraska is that when that's not working, they don't have a curveball, a changeup, an off-speed pitch. And I think that's been part of the issue as well with them in the second half of the season, why they had a little bit of a letdown, is that, you know, they were stopping people early on in the year. And we know their offense is efficient and that they can score points and fill it up. But they were getting stops early on in the year, and that's why they got some quality early wins, and they were running the table undefeated for a good stretch of the season there. But when that's not working, when guys figure it out as they get more film on you, you got to have something else to throw at them or something else that you can lean on the defensive end.
Yeah.
How much fun are these Miami players having right now, man? Look at this.
They're having
this.
so much fun, Rob. This is like
honestly,
this is how you act when you win a $50
But
pot
honestly, I think that they're probably happy that they played in it. They got in the tournament. They played a home game. They just beat the hell out of an ACC team.
like this is
they proved a lot of people wrong. Like
if you're Miami, Ohio, this is the best you can hope for.
Miami.
Golly.
You could have signed them up for 2 extra games to get into the NCAA tournament. And
I think they're loving it,
they would have been
We're calling them Miami, Ohio for 3 months. Now we got to call them Miami.
No, they're Miami. Yeah.
All right,
because they're dancing.
All right. Well,
let them know.
One for a night.
Let them know.
Try to correct people for the last probably.
Can I also just say for the record, one of our producers here, Connor Herrick, used to be an Ohio basketball manager, and he's in pieces over there. Like, he is actually crying, looking at his laptop, trying to do some social media content for us over there. Tough scene for Connor Herrick.
Did it for the
he's going through it right now. So, anyway, we all agree that Nebraska gets their first tournament win tomorrow.
I think so.
Okay.
I mean,
Please,
I think
God.
you hope so, just because, again, Fred Hoiberg, the job he's done in bringing this program back. You know, you're talking 3 years ago, a guy who was kind of dead man walking at that point as a coach.
Hoiberg?
Yeah.
He was 6 months ago he was dead man walking.
No, not then. But, no, he wasn't. I mean, yes and no. A couple of years ago, they renegotiated his contract.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, at the start of the season,
yeah, he was on the hot seat. He couldn't have a bad
Let's say that they had a year that like Northwestern had, where they win some games.
He'd probably be gone.
They're like on the NIT cut line.
And instead, it's so funny how 1 year can change the whole deal. Now it's like, let's give him an extension forever. It's like, I listen.
Honestly, if you're the Nebraska coach that wins a game in a tournament,
sure,
yes, you should give him an extension forever.
Okay, but he hasn't won one yet, and he already got an extension.
I think if you're the Nebraska coach, coach and you get a 4 seed, you get an extension.
It's fine. All I'm saying is, you didn't think he was the right hire for the last 3-4 years. Then all of a sudden, 1 year makes him. And I love Fred. I'm just saying, sometimes ADs
biggest question
makes them
prisoner of the moment.
Decisions.
Biggest question.
Prisoner of the moment.
Hey, do they cover the 12.5, John? Do they cover the 12.5?
Sure.
Give me Troy.
You want Troy?
Give me Troy.
Wow. You
Give me Troy.
turncoat bastard.
I think the biggest issue.
He loves the dog.
12.5 is a lot.
I watched it last year. He bet $100 on every money line on underdog.
Money line, not to cover. Money line.
And you went broke. You were outside of the
but I made all my money back. I didn't go broke. I made all my money back because 12-1 odds, all 4 number 1 seeds getting to the Final Four.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
You got a miracle.
Yeah, I got a miracle. I wasn't a miracle. It was savvy.
All right, let's talk about the underdog that everybody – it's crazy. Rob Dauster's grandma called me. She says, I love this bet tomorrow. I'm like, who is it? She said, it's South Florida. This is Rob Dauster's grandmother.
Really?
She's a big Brian Hodgson fan.
She said, have to
Loves
take
Hodgson.
you have to
Look
take
like
South Florida.
Is that why? You guys
a
little bit.
It's because of it's like the widow's peak,
Rob
right?
Dauster's grandma called me. She says you have to take USF as on the 11 line, money line, because no Michael Brown Jr. You reported that early this morning that no Michael, even though he warmed up, he's out there shooting around.
Couldn't
anyway,
play. Couldn't go.
No one really knows what's going on, but he's not expected to play, and this number has collapsed. I mean,
what did it go from?
I think it was 6.5, and it's now
it's 4.5.
4.5.
It's 4.5.
4.5 now. Yeah,
wow.
So it's come down. It's come down.
And I'll say this. Here's what I'll say about that is, I don't know at this point if Michael Brown makes that much of a difference with this team today. Like, obviously his talent level is at a different, like than anybody else on that team. We know that. He's a top 10 pick. But I just think it's been in, out of the lineup that I'm not sure it's not better for that team to know, all right, we're without him. And this is kind of the way they played a lot of games this year. It's not like he's missed probably close to half the year.
Yeah, but I hear what you're saying.
The ceiling, obviously, they're limited.
The numbers, they figured it out without him.
A little bit, but I think it's different for Louisville than it is for Kansas because Michael Brown is the guy that creates everything for his teammates. Like, they have a bunch of guys that are finishers, and we've talked about this before. Like, Ryan Conwell is one of the best shooters you're going to find. Isaac McNeese is one of the best shooters you're going to find. Sananda Frew is a great finisher around the basket, right? Javon Hadley he's a really good, like, undersized
Swiss Army
knife,
do a
forward,
little bit of everything.
but he's a little bit smaller, right? Like, he's not your jumbo creator. Adrian Woolley's done a good job in the minutes that he's played recently, but he's not Michael Brown. And that's my biggest concern with them is that, yes, they can still get hot, and they still have a relatively high floor because of that, but they just don't have someone that can make it easy if you know how to guard them. Now, what I will say is I don't know if that's South Florida that can do that because South Florida kind of does the same thing that Louisville does. They just have a little lesser version of the player. Like, Wes Enos is a really good player, but he's not the same. Isaiah Nelson is like a really good big. They also, South Florida kind of plays like four smaller guys. Like, they go like 6'5", 6'5", 6'5", 6'5".
Right, and they're poor man's versions of McNeely, Conwell, Woolley. I mean, the good thing for Louisville is you still have three really good guards.
Yeah.
You don't have a guy, like you said, who can create, get in the lane, and do some of the things. But Mikel, like, there were a lot of the games he couldn't make a shot. Yeah. And again, I think the back bothered him. Obviously, we know that. So this is an interesting game. I think a lot of people are picking the Bulls.
And look,
how does Hodgson deal with
everybody's picking
right?
the Bulls?
Scott Cross is a guy who's been
Bulls.
coaching for 20 years. I think he's going to be, and he hasn't really heard the Georgia Tech. Yeah. That hasn't been out there nationally. Hodgson's name has been out there nationally a lot here from a guy who is now in his third year coaching as a head coach.
Yes. You know that meme when it's like we're all looking for the guy that did this. You know that meme? That's Jeff Goodman being like, Brian Hodgson's name is out there everywhere. We're all looking for the guy who's put his name
out there. Can you accept some responsibility? Did he turn down Syracuse or not?
He said he didn't tell himself. Jeff said
did Brian Hodgson turn down Syracuse?
Okay. Somebody told him.
I mean, Brian Hodgson's name has been associated with multiple programs now.
We don't need to. We'll talk about that after
Providence.
the game.
Providence on the table. South Florida's coming with a big deal. Syracuse was in pursuit pretty heavy here. And, again, was it an official offer? I don't know if it was an official, but it's semantics. That's right.
I understand exactly what you're talking about. All right. I recall
next show, you need to take your credential off. Okay.
Well,
otherwise,
I don't want to take it off.
Otherwise, it'll be your last show.
I have to take it off right now.
Okay.
Dagan, he already. You know that it's gonna ruin his ear. He finally got the ear thing.
No, don't do it. Don't do it now. Don't do it now. Next break. Oh, there we go.
Oh man.
I'm just following orders. All right, everybody last year, I remember very distinctly, High Point was a very popular pick against Purdue. They said Purdue is going to lose this High Point team. They have no chance. It's an experienced group, mid-major, la. And then we just fast forward a year later, and it's the same exact thing. Now, people say, this High Point team is different. Why on earth is High Point going to beat Wisconsin?
Well, they're not big. That's the one thing with High Point. They have really good guards, but they don't have, like, a 6'10" dude who can stand in there and chase some of those Wisconsin bigs on the perimeter either.
Well,
Aquino's terrific.
I actually disagree with that.
Really?
Yeah, I think that they have enough they have enough bigs that are mobile enough to be able to get out on the like. Cam Fletcher's not a big physical throw it in the post guy. Like Owen Aquino can switch and guard on the perimeter.
He's just small.
Yeah, he's smaller, but you got to be able to just get a hand up. And I think the length, when you're dealing with bigs that can shoot, the length is a little less of an issue because you can still get there to contest. Yeah. Like it's the size around the bucket where you have a problem. But if you got smaller bigs and they want to shoot over the top of you, like as long as you get there on the contest, you're going to still be
you made a great point with that, and that's just that they'll be fast enough to get out to. I'm not worried about that, but I will say this, and this is one of the underrated things about Wisconsin too, is that they always have big guys. But I'm worried about the glass. They got to be able to keep those dudes and limit them to one shot. You can't give a team like Wisconsin multiple cracks at it. Is Nolan Winter playing?
I don't think
was he questionable, or did they rule him out completely? Like, but even with the other guys, the reserve guys, Wisconsin always got big dudes. They're going to have 2 or 3 guys come out the woodwork that are going to be 6'9", 6'10". They're going to be big. They're going to be physical. They're going to rebound. They're going to throw it back out to the guards. And the other thing with that, too, is that they don't have a guy that they're going to throw it down to. So it's not going to make that big of a difference if they're able to get out to the shooters. But they do got to limit them to one shot. They can't give Boyd and Blackwell multiple attempts at it.
You honestly don't even want to give Boyd and Blackwell one attempt at it. Like with the way that those dudes have been playing.
Got to guard them.
I just don't understand why I'm fading Wisconsin right now. Of all teams.
So
it just doesn't make any logical sense.
I think Wisconsin wins, but I'll give you the argument for it. Is that Wisconsin's been really up and down. Like, their big wins.
Have they been really up and down?
For a team at this level, yes. Their big wins have been really, really good.
They were
and
early on,
they lost to BYU by like 35, dude.
Yeah, but then they went on to have some of the best wins in college basketball.
Yeah, but go look at what they – here, let me bring it up right now. It's not like at the end of the season they were winning every single game.
Illinois. They beat Michigan.
Yeah,
they took Michigan to the brink in the Big Ten
their big wins were
game.
loud.
They had some great big wins.
Their big wins were loud.
I mean, parity in college basketball is dead. It's just dead.
They lost by 14 to Oregon.
Yes,
on
in November.
25th.
That was early.
They lost on February 25th. They lost by 16 at Ohio State on February 17th. Right? They lost to Indiana on February 7th. So they had
a bad month.
In February alone, they lost 3 road games to non-tournament teams.
But
they also won at Illinois. They also won at Purdue, and they won at Illinois at Purdue in that same month.
All right, that's fair enough. I mean,
so
that's a case.
Their highs are high,
that's a case.
and their lows are low.
Your point is just that they can play as poorly as they can play great.
Yeah, they can beat anybody. They can lose to pretty much – you lose to Oregon by 14, you can lose to anybody.
Right.
Now, the reason why I'm not worried about that is I feel like they have a team that could kind of get bored a little bit when it comes to some of those games that aren't as big. And I don't think they're going to be bored heading into the NCAA tournament.
Right. And again, High Point, credit to Alan Huss, who's obviously going to be the head coach at Creighton next year. I mean, this 2 straight years of being in this spot for him as a 12 seed. Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's a good job by him, right? Just to get in this situation. I mean, you've proven yourself. I know they're funded relative to the league, but still, like, if you're a Creighton fan, you got to feel good about him coming in and, stabilizing that.
Yeah, no. Flynn Clinton is a coach at High Point now, right?
Excuse me.
Yeah, Huss went. Remember, he's going to be coaching Waiting Creighton next year. He gave it to Clayman, who's the assistant, who's done a great job. They got resources. They got guards. But I think you're right. It's going to be hard. I think the hard part with Wisconsin is, man, they've got so many weapons. And if Winter is back, but those guards, man, as good as High Point's guards are, Wisconsin's guards have been playing at a different level.
But you know what, though? I'm going to take the 10.5.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think that High Point's got enough offensive firepower that they'll be able to hang with them and keep them. Like, I don't think Wisconsin's a great defensive team. Let me ask you this. Worst matchup for a 12 seed? High Point of Wisconsin or McNeese State and Vanderbilt?
See, I like McNeese there a little bit because Vandy doesn't have the size, and we'll talk a little bit more about that when we come back.
Yeah, we've got more to break down.
I'm on the other side. I like Vandy now.
You want to talk McNeese State on the other side?
Yeah.
And the Vandy matchup?
Yeah.
You love Mark Byington.
I do like Byington.
You love Tyler Tanner.
I think McNeese is really good too.
You love Duke Miles.
Did we see what Vandy did to Florida?
We did.
was there.
Arguably the
We
best
did.
front court in the country.
That one kind of came out of nowhere.
Michigan.
That came out of nowhere. We'll
I
talk
like
about
Vandy
that.
too. I like
Break
Vandy.
down the rest of the bracket when we get back. Field of 68 after dark.
Hey everyone, Jeff Goodman here, and I'm excited to tell you about what's going on with our partners at Voodoo Rangers. You know what makes March even better? Chaos. That 111 seed that nobody believed in suddenly ruining everyone's weekend. And this year, Voodoo Ranger wants you to bet on 11. Grab a can of G-Force IPA with 11% ABV, then register that beer at bet11.com. If an 11 seed advances, you have a chance to win a juicy prize, $11,000. We're also taking a trip to Vegas, exclusive G-Force merch. And if an 11 seed pulls off an upset, 1,100 fans could win cash for their next round. It's the juiciest bet of the tournament. No brackets, no stress, just cold beer and beautiful chaos. Visit beton11.com to enter. Win or lose, still got beer. Learn more at bet11.com. You must be 21 or older. No alcohol purchase necessary. Legal in all 50 states. Full rules at beton11.com.
It's 2026. Everything in our world has leveled up. Our phones are supercomputers, your car parks itself, but your razor is still flimsy and overpriced. That's where Harry's Plus comes in. Harry's Plus has an advanced pivoting system to reach every corner of your face. It has refined blade tech for a close and smoother shave and has a weighted metal handle for added control and comfort. Most importantly for me, Harry's Plus has German engineered blades that are honed at 3 different angles to cut hair cleanly and without razor burn. I may have a beard, but I still need to shave my neck to make sure I don't look like Paul Gasol. And with Harry's, I have never dealt with razor burn, painful bumps, or the kind of nicks and cuts that you get with drugstore blades. If you don't love your shave, Harry's will make it right, no questions asked. There's zero downside to giving it a shot. For a limited time, our listeners get the Harry's Plus trial set for only $10 at harrys.com/F68. This set includes all new Harry's Plus razor, 1 refined 5-blade cartridge, a 2-ounce foamy shave gel, and a travel cover to protect your blades on the go. Just head to harrys.com/F68 and tell them we sent you.
Welcome back, Field of 68 After Dark. We're here, BetMGM National Harbor in Maryland. We'll be here tomorrow and Friday all day long as part of the Madness Cast. Back by popular demand. Goodman is going to log 26 straight hours.
I'm gonna
Can
take
you
a
commit
nap
to
in the
that?
middle. No.
Goodman absolutely won't. I'll do the whole thing though.
No, we know you will.
I'll do the whole thing.
Nobody wants you to do the whole thing. Nobody's asking for that.
No, we don't.
So you know, nobody.
Do
No, the whole point is that you don't enjoy
chat.
it.
One's in the chat. One's in the chat if you want me on. 2's in the chat if you want Goodman on.
Unbelievable.
One's in the chat if you want me on. 2's in the chat if you want Goodman on.
All right, man. Let's continue breaking down the bracket tomorrow. A little look ahead. McNeese Vandy, you were running around here all night saying you can't wait to run to the window and bet Bill Armstrong and
I actually
McNeese
never
State.
said that.
Oh, am I putting words in your mouth? Oh, I'm sorry.
I think this is going to be a really good game. I do. I think this is going to be one of the best games.
One.
Lot of ones.
Lot of
Yeah,
ones.
but that
Lot
doesn't
of ones.
mean you have
Ooh,
to
two.
also
Hey,
run.
John
The
Brown with a 2.
choice-
Lots of ones. Lot
The
of
choice
ones.
isn't me or Dauster.
William Cooper, you're dead to me.
The question
William-
was,
William
do you want
Cooper's dead to
Dauster
me.
every hour.
Don't let
Nobody.
don't let the
Not
chat
his
get you
wife.
down.
His wife doesn't want Dauster.
Lauren Turpin 6621 said 0.
Anyway, McNeese has really good guards. Vanderbilt has really good guards. Vanderbilt struggles up front a little bit. Now, they were great against Florida. Those bigs were unbelievable against Florida, but I don't know if they're going to be able to do that again. I think this will be a hell of a game. I really do.
I don't. I think Vanderbilt wins by 15 points. I think that they cover.
What's the number?
11.5. I don't think that it's easy because I think McNeese is really, really good. But McNeese's superpower is the ability to force turnovers. And I always am a little bit hesitant when it comes to mid-major programs who are reliant on forcing turnovers because when you go up to the high major level,
Especially
you're dealing
in that
with
league.
you're dealing with great guards, and great guards are less likely to make a mistake. And Vandy does not turn the ball over.
No.
Tyler Tanner does not turn the ball over. They run their stuff. Duke Miles runs their stuff. So I like Vandy to cover.
I'm with you on that one. I thought Vandy. I thought they showed me a lot this last quarter of the season. I'll say they had a little bit of a low mid-season, but they kind of turned it on. Tyler Tanner, Duke Miles.
Yep.
I think my guy Jalen Washington has been playing a lot better, man. And he's kind of going to be an X factor for them tomorrow,
He's been
man.
great.
Like when he's playing well, and he's willing to get down there and fight a little bit. He's a little bit different, not your traditional like rough house big, but skilled, can face up, can shoot every bit of 6'10".
It's all
Vander gets it done.
all the former UNC guys are killing it at Vanderbilt.
Tyler Nickel.
Yes.
Yeah, no, they're really good. I really like McNeese's guards as well. I think it'll be a very competitive game. I'm not sure McNeese
Let me ask you
will win
this.
again.
Can I just ask you a real quick question? Bill Armstrong seems like he's going to sign an extension and maybe wait it out, do the Will Wade thing 2 years. In 2027, is he one of the hottest names in the industry, you think?
Yeah, I mean, I could see LSU. I mean, that's a natural fit for Bill Armstrong.
You mean right now?
Year. No, because I don't think they're going to move.
Oh, you don't think they're going to move?
I don't think they're going to move on Matt McMahon this year.
How can they afford to move and they just spent $800 billion on Lane Kiffin's buyout?
But who is Bill Armstrong's guy? Will Wade.
Will Wade, yes.
And LSU listens to Will Wade. Some of the people, the higher ups,
Right,
they want
right.
Will Wade. Not, honestly, if they could probably get him now, they might make a move on Matt McMahon. But I don't think Will Wade wants to leave right now if he has the resources in place at NC State.
All right, moving right along. Hawaii, Arkansas. Arkansas, 4 seed, SEC champions. So many on this panel other than me doubted. So many doubted. You doubted Cal the whole way. It just is what it is. And he's an SEC champ. And obviously, it's not really about Hawaii. It's about how far can this Arkansas team go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Hawaii is going to be able to really stand up and give them much of an issue in this one.
They won't. You want to know why?
15.5-point favorites.
I'll tell you why.
Yeah,
I think Arkansas rolls.
Yeah, I do too.
They're
You wanna know
15.5-point
why?
favorites. That's rolling.
Because they have
Hawaii,
really good players.
Yes, but Hawaii does not help. They don't play help defense. They try to make you play one-on-one, 2-on-2, especially in ball screens. You're going to try to play one-on-one or 2-on-2 with Darius Acuff. You're going to try to not help off Darius Acuff and Malik Thomas?
That's a bad decision. If
that's
the
not
way-
going to happen. I
Yeah.
did see a
Hey, Billy
video
Richmond
about
hit 2
about
threes.
that style of play.
Billy Richmond
yeah.
hit 2 threes in the SEC championship game.
I-
Knocked down 3-point shooter. Billy Richmond.
Trey Richmond.
He's balling, man. Billy Richmond is
Amazing.
he's probably
Man,
been the
all these
brightest
guys,
spot
all
out
they
of
want to
all
talk
of
about
those
is
guys the
Darius
second half.
Acuff and Blake
mean,
Thomas.
don't
They
get
don't
me
talk about
wrong.
the most important guy on the team,
Acuff is an outlier. but
Where's Trey
has
Richmond
been
from?
Phenomenal, man.
Memphis. But he went to Camden High School for the last 2 years of his career in New Jersey with with DeJuan Wagner's.
So my two favorite bets on Thursday is Arkansas covering and Vanderbilt covering. I think those are my two favorite bets.
So we're taking McNeese and Hawaii.
Yeah, pretty much.
We should do a fade dauster week, like just go opposite everything. You
And
do.
actually,
Probably
they're my buddy.
There's
I
some
got
out
a couple
there who
buddies
do it,
that do
it
it.
sounds like.
I got a couple buddies that do it. That
See,
anything I pick.
It already exists. Huh,
Yeah,
Rob?
they just fade it.
there's a lot of Philly area hedge funds.
People are retiring.
Yes.
Theory.
Hey man, what do you
No,
like?
the
this
problem
weekend?
is I clock a pretty solid like bat 500 when it comes to bets. So if you fade me, you're still losing a lot. You're still losing a lot of money.
Yes.
You're still losing.
So okay, here's a nobody gives a shit. Everybody knows Arkansas is going to beat Hawaii. Can they go to the Elite Eight? Can they make a Final Four run? I have my doubts because defensively they just leave so much, and they're having to win these games in the 80s and the 90s.
They only have 7 players.
And at some point, it's going to slow down. But what can they do, Jeff? Can they make a?
I mean, they can make an Elite Eight run. They can. I don't know if they're going to with 7 guys and having to rely on Trevin Brazil, and he hasn't been overly reliable over the course of his career. He's a roller coaster ride. That's what he is.
All right, VCU, North Carolina.
Yeah,
Tee it up.
It's a UNC team that obviously is, walking wounded here a little bit. A VCU team that is, you would say, probably outplaying them the last 6 weeks of the season. If you look at every metric, you'd probably say VCU is the better team right now. I believe UNC is still, short favorite? You have that in front of you,
2.5.
2.5. But I think that kind of tells the story, Rob.
Yeah,
This is a 6'11".
they're the shortest 6'11" favorite right now.
Yeah, and it's about as short as it's going to get in that kind of a matchup. So does this spell VCU outright in your mind?
Yeah, I like VCU outright. I think that they have enough size and athleticism, not just in the backcourt, but along the front, or not just in the front court, but along the backcourt with their wings. I love the way that this roster's kind of come together. Like Terrence Hill when you're the guy that's the leading scorer, one of the best players on the team, and you're okay not starting, that says a lot to me about who you are as a player and what you've built as a team.
Yep.
And it's really impressive that Phil Martelli Jr. has been able to do that in one season. Been able to develop that in one season there. And I think if you're a team that's got point guard question marks and a freshman point guard playing in the tournament, going up against some of the likes of forced turnovers, Jarrell, that's a tough matchup.
No, I agree with that wholeheartedly. But I'll also say this, and this is just one of the things that I thought about as we were going through it. The two teams that kind of stand out to me, we talked about one earlier, Louisville, UNC, and both without their best players.
I mean, again, what makes Carolina so good was they're kind of twin towers. And now without them, they're like
it's an X factor, and it's just like they're just kind of floating through. And I don't know. I got one of those teams primed to get upset, and it's partially because of that, because you got to think about the effect that it has on the locker room. Like, those guys in the locker room know that they're missing they're playing without their ace in the hole. So it's like, man, we going to do this, but even if we win this game, what's our ceiling?
I would say, though, for Hubert Davis, this is one you got to find a way to win, just to kind of – and I know you don't have Caleb Wilson, man, but, like, you still spend a ton of money in the portal. You still brought a lot of guys. Like, you're trying to keep this fan base confident.
You're Carolina at the end of the day, baby.
Yeah, like, in the end, I get it. You don't have a top four. But we ain't talking about making a Final Four run. We're talking about beating VCU in the A-10. This would be a bad loss for the Hubert Davis era if they lose tomorrow.
Yes.
I don't really give a shit that Caleb Wilson isn't playing.
It wouldn't be
you better
great.
find a way.
No, but I do hear what you're saying. Trust me, I get it. I hear what you're saying. But I think one of the bigger issues that Carolina faces is they're young in key spots, specifically at the point guard spot, largely because Kyan Evans has not paid off the way that you expected him to be able to. Yeah,
that's on the roster building.
And he was and the biggest thing was, we said this when it happened. Like, you're Carolina, and go look at all of the elite point guards that were in the portal this year. From Donovan Dent to Bennett Sturts to Silas Demery. Like, go look at all the point guards that were in the portal. And you end up with Kyan Evans, a guy that was the third best player on Colorado State.
And what'd you spend?
called bad GMing.
$2 million. That's what we're getting.
You need a GM that knows what they're doing. Like, I think more than anything now, and we can move on after this, more than anything now, the most important thing that you could have on a college basketball coaching staff is a guy that can evaluate.
So, okay, and sorry to jump in, but I had this conversation with somebody the other day, and it was somebody in the college basketball space as well, too. And we can't let the coaches off the hook.
Totally.
I don't give a damn. This ain't the NBA.
You ain't lying, bro.
I go pick the groceries, and you coach them, regardless of who the hell I
You
give
make the call.
Coaches at the end of the day, they're going to have to sign off.
The buck stops with you.
So somebody brought that to Hubert Davis, and at some point in time,
signed
for
off
whatever
on it.
reason,
I'm with you.
nodded his head and
that is
said,
exactly
I'm with
That
you.
is
But
exactly
if you are hiring someone to be that talent identification guy for you, then you are trusting that they're going out and watching all that film. And yes, Hubert Davis was probably like, all right, tell me why.
But
I
head
want
coaches
Kyan
used
Evans.
to do that.
And Kyan Evans, and then you sell him on it, and he says, all right, I'm sold. Yes, let's bring Kyan Evans in. Whereas he's not the guy that's going out and watching all the film. To be able to do that job effectively, you should have been watching film of every single team in every single league, dating back to November 3rd, probably even to exhibitions. If you were doing,
but they
the job
didn't bring
the right
Jim
way.
Tanner in until it was too late last year.
And you
that
didn't
was
bring
part
in
of the problem.
you didn't bring in a basketball evaluator. You brought in an agent, which is a connections
Right,
guy.
you brought him in for the relationships. Yeah, you brought him in for the relationships. All right, what's the next game on the list here?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, we're gonna do toast. We're gonna save the next game. We're gonna go to toast.
I think every single person here knows who the toast of the night is.
That goes to BJ Edwards.
Toast. BJ Edwards out here stealing money. No, it's Travis Steele. It's the Miami Redhawks, man. Like, the job that they did getting that team to the place that they're at right now has been exceptional, right? Exceptional. How do you toast anybody other than Travis Steele in Miami tonight?
No, I mean,
no, you can't. They got to be a unanimous toast tonight.
Yep. You gonna toast for all of us? Where's your beer?
Yeah, I mean,
you're allowed to drink again.
I mean, I think we have about a minute and a half.
Hey, can
No,
I
you
just
don't
say,
wanna do it, John.
hey, for everybody listening right now, we are running a Splash Sports Survivor pool. Go sign up. It's $100K guaranteed. There is overlay right now. Overlay means that there is going to probably be more money in the pool than there are entries that you would need to be able to fill up the money for that pool. It's $100K guaranteed, no matter what. Even if it doesn't fill up, there's $100,000 is getting given away. $25 to enter, 133 max entries, splashsports.com.
I did
I'll
four
be
of
in
them.
there.
I did 4
I'll be
entries.
in there. I'm doing 10.
And you can still enter.
I'm doing 10.
Until the first game tomorrow.
You can enter until 10 o'clock tomorrow. So if you lose and you pick Ohio State as your first game and TCU wins, you could buy back in. Till 10 p.m.
Yes, we know what we're doing for the rest of the night, John. Huh? We got some more brackets to fill out.
I'm going to go gamble.
Of course you are.
I love your honesty.
John.
Oh, please.
John. For the
Oh,
record,
please.
Poker is not gambling.
That's
Poker
right.
is a game of skill.
Of all people, Goodman looked at me like a disappointed father. Like you're going to go gambling on a Wednesday night in D.C. Yeah. No, I think
Maryland.
That's
In
exactly
Maryland.
right. It's going to go. We're going
Oxon
to
Hill,
do a
Maryland.
unanimous toast to Travis.
National Harbor, Oxon Hill, Maryland.
Can we just not call it D.C.? That's where I flew into.
Oxon Hill.
You flew into Virginia.
I flew into D.C.
No, there is no airport in D.C. You
Okay.
flew into Reagan.
I don't know where I flew into. I just said, please take me to this place.
John Martin doesn't
All right.
know where he
Listen,
is.
we're going to come back with the afters. I'm going to figure out where I flew into. Stick around. Field of 68 after dark. Don't go anywhere.
Today's episode of the Field of 68 is brought to you by Mando. Some men mask their BO with sense. Mando men get the job done right. Mando whole body deodorant was created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. You want a solid deodorant stick? Mando's got one formulated and powered by a mandelic acid to stop odor before it starts. You like spray bottles? Mando's is aluminum free and ideal for hard to reach places. All Mando products are baking soda and paragon free, and it's safe for anywhere on your body. Pits, balls, thighs, folds, feet, even the grundle. It's perfect for me this time of year. I'm spending 15 hours a day in an arena that hasn't had the AC turned on yet. If I didn't have Mando products, I might smell like the guy sitting next to me on press row, because Mando is clinically proven to control odor better than Old Spice. Want to try America's #1 whole body deodorant formula right now? You can find it in Walmart and Target and other retailers across the country. But for the best deals, go to shopmando.com and use code F68 for 20% off at checkout.
These my DJ Burn shades I had for. That was like taking them into the depths of Alaska and just dropping them off.
The first person that's gonna die got to be one of the black guys. They're not gonna make it to the end of the movie.
That's like asking somebody, do they want to get a prostate exam or a damn gunshot wound?
Welcome back. This is the afters here on Field of 68 After Dark. Rob, where are we?
Oxon Hill, Maryland, the National Harbor, just outside D.C.
Just outside D.C. You used to live here, didn't you?
On the beautiful,
Didn't you used to live
stunning,
here? MGM
aromatic,
National Harbor. MGM
the
National
stunning, the aromatic Potomac River. There's one thing that people say about the Potomac River, it's that it smells good.
Harbor. Really? I never heard that. Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
This smells like shit. All right. Well, we're here. This is beautiful. This smells amazing here in the hotel casino just outside of Washington, D.C. We've been talking all things NCAA tournament here on Field of 68. Let's keep it going. Texas, BYU. Texas gets past NC State. Very dramatic. You have an assistant at the free throw line. I mean, it's with 1 second left, but it's all good. No technical foul was called, and they get the right to meet BYU. And it's closer maybe than people would think in terms of
2.5.
2.5. Can Sean Miller keep it rolling, Jeff Goodman?
I don't think so, but maybe. I mean, I don't have a lot of faith in BYU either. I just know that BYU has a guy on their team that can go for 35 or 40, where Texas's best NBA prospect, Dalen Swain, was not very good last night. So I guess I'm going to go with BYU just because I think they have, maybe the best two players on the floor.
Look, here's why I think it's BYU. because if there's one thing we've learned about AJ this season, it's that he's going to show up when his team needs him to show up. Like, there's
Facts.
that was, and we talked about this a little bit on the show that we did on CBS today, which, by the way, watch us Sunday 10 a.m. CBS, the Sunday on between
the national
between
title
the Final
game.
Four and before the national title game
we got
on
that.
CBS. It's me and this slapdick, along with
You chose the wrong partner.
with Cam Smith and Ashley Nicole Moss. Actually, Ashley Nicole Moss asked us to not invite you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was landing in D.C. at that time.
Yeah, perfect. No, we talked about this a little bit, and the thing about AJ this year is he kind of came in with a little bit of a rep, right? It's like, does he care about winning? Is he an empty calories guy? Like, there was a little bit of, how is he going to adjust? Like, is he just going to BYU for the paycheck, or is he actually going to go out there to try to compete? Does he have an attitude? He complains to the ref. How is that going to manifest when you get to college? And I think everything we've seen out of him has been exceptional, from how efficient he's been offensively to the way that he's thrown that team on his back to carry them when they've needed him over the course of the last, month since Richie Saunders got hurt. He's been competitive. He's defended. I have nothing but rave reviews about AJ dybantsa, and I think in the tournament when the lights are the brightest, he's going to show up and he's going to give us at least 2 games where he says, I'm him.
No,
I'm him.
You're spot on, Rob, and he's exceeded expectations across the board. One of the biggest things that stood out to me was I got a chance to watch the interview that Jeff did with him, man, and just the stuff that he says, like, no, I couldn't have been Big 12 Player of the Year. Shit, we didn't win enough. Like, that's a guy who understands it. That's a guy who gets it. Him talking about not running away and going through adversity, him having games where he wasn't going to play
When
well.
you spent a lot of time around at UIBL.
Yes.
If I would have told you that he said that in October,
Yes.
would you have believed that was who he was? Because I would not have. And maybe I had a misread.
Yeah, I mean, I think so, because everything that I've seen from the kid, and I've coached against him, game plan against him. His last year, him and Stokes were on the same team, which was just, a nightmare for anybody that they had to run up against. But it's always seemed to be about winning. The kid cared about winning, not just, I'm going to do this, I'm going to fill up the stat sheet, I'm going to go for 30. He wanted to win and everything, and he's been doing that since the EYBL, stepping up to the plate when the moment is the biggest. And I don't think we can expect anything else. The only question now is that, is Rob Wright and a couple more of those other guys going to be able to come out? I think Wright
he
will.
doesn't have enough around
Yeah.
him. That's the problem. But we don't trust Texas.
I just
we know
don't think
that.
I don't think it matters against Texas.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I don't
don't
think
think
they
it
have
does.
anybody. Like, I think Modest could foul out
Yeah, I was
very,
gonna say,
very quickly.
I think
in
a
this
couple
game.
guys are going to foul.
And Cada against Modest, like, the one thing with Modest is, like, he is strong, he is tough, and he can be a little dirty. He can be a little dirty with the hook and holds, right? He can. You want to do that against Cada? Good luck to you. Good luck. If there's one thing Cada can do,
You can't
physically.
hook and hold Cada, because if you hook it, he's
your
ripping
arm's
your
going
arm
to come
off.
out.
lose
right?
that arm, baby.
Yeah,
You might
you're gonna
lose that arm.
dislocate his shoulder.
All right, what's the next game? What we got? Who's next? Thank you, Dagan.
I'll turn it up so they can hear me.
Yeah.
Next up, we're going to go Texas A&M St. Mary's.
Texas A&M St. Mary's. I know some sharp guys liked St. Mary's there. It was 2.5. It's up to 3. St. Mary's has done pretty
3.5
well
now
historically
at
against these
MGM.
SEC teams in the NCAA tournament. I believe it was Vandy last year. that got passed.
3.5 at MGM now.
3.5. The money just keeps coming in on Randy Bennett.
And it should, because Randy Bennett's got really good guards. He's got size. He's an elite coach who's done it a long time. And Bucky McMillan, let's face it, like, kind of happy. I don't want to say happy to be here, but, like,
It's a win.
nobody expected them, especially when Mackenzie Mbaka went out for the season back in, I think it was November, December. It was like, all right, these guys are dead. Like, they're not making the tournament. So give Bucky a ton of credit in year one, but I just think this St. Mary's team, too disciplined, too good on both ends of the court, really. The big key is just rebounding. Like, if they rebound, don't get killed in the glass, I think they win this game fairly comfortably.
I agree too. Mainly because I think it is much easier to slow a game down than it is to speed it up. And St. Mary's wants to play at a snail's pace. They want to crawl. And Texas A&M wants to do this. And St. Mary's punishes you on the glass. They punish you on the defensive glass. They don't turn the ball over. They don't make mistakes. Joshua Dent, there's going to be some guys that have big moments here in this tournament where everyone's like, oh, shit, I didn't know about him. He can play. I think Joshua Dent for St. Mary's is going to be one of those guys.
I agree with you on that. I think they're going. Their advantage is going to be controlling the amount of possessions that's in the ball game. They're able to kind of take some of the air out of the ball, limit the possessions, slow the pace of the game down. I think St. Mary's going to be sitting pretty. And like Jeff said already, I think A&M is kind of playing with house money. They've already won, man. This is a win for them. First year on the job to make an NCAA tournament. No first four in any of that too. See what happens, but I'm rolling with St. Mary's.
I also like the under. That's my favorite. My favorite total. It's 147.5.
I like that one.
That's my favorite total.
Yeah, I might have to tell you on that one.
Yeah, because I think St. Mary's is going to really hold that and slow that thing down.
Okay. What's next?
All right, up next, fellas. We can talk Penn, Illinois if you want. We don't have to. I was planning on skipping it, but
no.
Move it on. All right, we'll move on to the next one. St. Louis, Georgia. That's probably our last one we need to talk about for tomorrow. So St. Louis, Georgia tomorrow.
St. Louis, Georgia. Also know a sharp group that like Georgia in this one. What's it out to?
It is 2.5 now.
All right, so it was 2.5. They liked it's still 2.5. So Georgia's been one of those teams, Rob, that just when you kind of think you know where they're going, they kind of shit the bed. So what do we think about Georgia tomorrow in this one against St. Louis?
Give me the over. That total has come down. It started at 171. It's at 168.5 now. I'm going to let that thing drop, and I'm going to fade the steam. Give me the over.
Fade the steam. Rob Dauster.
Just fading the steam.
Rob Dauster, fading the steam, Jeff Goodman.
Fading the steam.
This will be a great game, though. I mean, this will be a fun game because, again, if you're St. Louis, you're kind of playing right in the hands of Georgia. And Georgia's got better athletes. They got a bunch of they got more players. They're a little bit deeper than St. Louis. I don't know. I mean, I feel like after watching Georgia earlier this year, I don't know if this is the way you want to play against them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Should be an entertaining game.
I think you can fight fire with fire.
Maybe.
I think you can fight fire.
St. Louis has faded down the stretch here.
Yes. But how much of that was they had their bid locked up.
Yep.
They had their A-10 championship locked up. There was all this discussion about whether or not Josh Schertz was going to leave to go take – because Kansas State opened right when that fade started, right?
Yep.
And then it was like, is he going to take Syracuse? Is he going to take Providence? Is he going to take Boston College? Is he going to take Cincinnati? And he upped and re-upped. And I know that they've lost some games since then, but I think that there's going to be a renewed focus here. It's the first time – this is his last run with Robbie Avin. And it's the first time that they're in the tournament together.
Yep.
You don't think that matters to him?
Yeah, it
I
does.
promise you. Robbie.
Yeah, yep.
We know,
Absolutely.
that matters to them more than anything else. And I refuse to believe that team is going to go down, that they won't go down fighting.
No, and I think it's going to be an entertaining game, like you guys both just said. I think the X factor is going to be if St. Louis is able to get hot from three, Georgia might be in trouble. And that's going to be the separator because Robbie's going to step out. He's going to pull whatever big they have on him out to the perimeter. If he's making shots, a couple of the other guys get rolling, it could be a long night, but it should be a high-scoring affair either way.
All right, is that it? Is that it for tomorrow?
You got to. I'm going to do one thing before we get out of here, all right? I want your biggest, boldest prediction, right? I don't want something crazy like I think a 15 seed is going to make the Elite Eight. Give me a something you think is going to happen that has a real chance of happening that nobody else is really talking about. And I'll give you an example. I'll give you a perfect example. I think that St. John's has a very real chance to beat Duke and get to the Elite Eight.
That's not bold with
it's pretty
Gamba
bold.
out right now. It's not as bold as it was.
But it's pretty bold.
A few days
I
ago.
think Gongbo will be back for the
Great,
the
but
same
he'll
run.
have had how many
A
weeks off?
bold prediction is like Aiden Holloway is going to be out there on Friday.
No, listen. So then give me something. Give me something then.
God damn. What? That's a bold prediction.
Bold.
Nobody's talking about it. He'll be out there for the Sunday.
I mean, I've said I think bold is 2 double-digit seeds advance to the Sweet 16. That's
Who?
I don't know, but 2.
Don't make him
When
put
when everybody's saying
He's already
Cinderella's
wrong. You don't
dead.
make him put names on it.
No,
But
I think
it's
you
true.
should, Yeah, like you don't have to tell me the exact.
Well,
like,
what-
who-
I mean, I
who-
would say McNeese. for
Okay,
me.
McNeese, all right.
McNeese and I got to bring up the back.
I think Akron.
Let him bring up the bracket.
Akron is one I think's got a real chance because they are really,
Akron,
really
yeah.
good. Got really good guards, and they're
in
playing.
the right region.
And they got two programs that they
Alabama
match up
and
well
Texas
with
Tech.
that are
Texas
missing
Tech
key
first.
guards.
Yeah,
Or
I mean, I
key
can
players,
see
key
that.
players.
I threw mine out there already with my Final Four predictions. I think realistically Kansas has a shot because I think that they match up
My man.
with
My man.
St.
That's
John's.
a shot.
Why,
to get
why
to
is
the
that?
Final
Why,
Four.
what's so
And I
bold
think-
about that?
And I
Crazy.
think this is the redemption arc.
Yeah.
You're talking shit about Darryn Peterson all year. He
You
plays
think he's
all the
gonna
way
all
to
of a
the
sudden
end,
look like himself again?
and he makes everybody shut the hell up.
All of a sudden, you think
And he
you think
throws
Darryn was
the
playing
number one
possum?
pick up in the air again.
He was playing possum all year.
I don't think he's playing possum. I just think he gets the opportunity.
He was
You're
definitely playing
crazy.
possum.
I just saw
Two
him last
games a week.
But hold on. so
way.
the
No
The
little,
most important time of
little
the year. he
context
turns
on
it
that.
up.
CJ Moore and the beat writer for the KC Star, I think it's Shreyas. Shreyas, I'm sorry, man. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, they both talked to Peterson. And
Both
it
wrote
came-
really, really good features on it.
yeah.
And one of the, I mean, you know a little bit about it, so why don't you kind of share it?
Well, just what I've said weeks ago, which was he had a situation where he had a full body cramps for like 45 minutes, had to go to the hospital, had to get IV. They talked to him about it, and he came clean with the fact that, yeah, it happened, and I think he said it's kind of messed with him mentally.
And just so people out there don't think it's BS, I had a teammate who had the same thing, and I'm sure you probably don't remember this because I'm 100 years old now too, Jeff. But Dominique James, our freshman year,
Well, hold on.
No, he
Finish your story.
Biggie's freshman of the year.
But you can't say, I don't know if you'll remember him,
No,
and then
he's
name
saying the
Dominique
story.
James.
no,
he's saying the
it's
story,
100
not the
years ago. I'm
player.
talking about the year,
Right,
the
right,
year, Rob. I
right,
don't know if you remember this exact year. He was getting full body cramps in the second half of damn near
Really?
every game our freshman year. And it got to a point he had to start going to get IVs pregame. They started making him drink like 3 gallons of Pedialyte before the games. Like, he eventually was able, and he had no more cramping problems after that, but it's a real thing. If you ever caught a full body cramp, it's not a fun
awful.
thing. It feels like
awful.
death. It feels like
well,
absolute
that's
death.
why he freaked out.
Just
I get it.
imagine everyone's had like the Charlie horse where they're sitting like this and all of a sudden their hamstring seizes up, right? Think about how that feels and then have it every
Everywhere.
muscle in your body.
And beyond that, have everybody watching you, which is what I'm sure he and his father is probably telling him, that can't happen.
That can't happen
We
again,
can't have that. That'll kill your NBA draft
No
stock.
doubt, no doubt.
But what's going to get better? What I'm trying to say is, I don't think all of a sudden the switch is going to go on and Darryn Peterson is going to be able to say, you know what, F it. I'm going to let loose today. I don't think he
the
can
best
do
ones
it.
do that in the tournament, though.
I don't think he can do it right now. I
The best ones do it in the tournament.
I haven't seen it, and I was just there last week. It's not the same player.
Jeff.
Mentally.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Hey, anyone in the chat, give us your hottest take, the hottest take that you have and what's going to happen here in the first day of the NCAA tournament. I want to hear it. Go ahead.
No. What happened? Go ahead. What?
Well, yeah, you were saying
Oh, I
something.
don't know.
You don't know.
Leave
So someone asked, Carter Bond asked, "Are Jarrell and Rob touching knees?" Yes,
Yes.
It's a tight squeeze.
Yes, we
in
are.
here.
We're really tight.
It's a really tight squeeze.
like,
in
I'm
here.
a little bit
my,
uncomfortable.
Can I give you my take?
Yes.
So I think that St. John's is the team that is best suited to beat full strength Duke. Let's say full strength Duke, right? Because of the matchup that Zuby Ejiofor provides, because of how they play defensively, the physicality, the athleticism, the ability to force turnovers, and the fact that Duke is playing with one point guard who is a freshman who is not their starter, right? I think that is the team that can knock off Duke. I also think that Northern Iowa, no one is talking about them anywhere near enough as someone that can pick off, be the 12-5 upset, because they play the exact style that you want to play to beat St. John's. They control the tempo. They will not let you get out in transition because they completely fade going to the offensive glass. Like, they don't even try. They just send one or two guys, send everybody else back. They own their defensive glass. The best thing that St. John's does offensively a lot of times, get offensive rebounds and get out in transition. Northern Iowa does not turn the ball over. So if you can't run on them, they play a really effective, like, pack line style defense where they pack it in and they make you shoot jumpers over the top. You do that against the St. John's team that can't really shoot. You clean your glass. You control the tempo. You don't turn the ball over. You don't let them get in transition. And then all of a sudden, you're in a tight game. St. John's doesn't really have like that veteran point guard leadership. Like I think that's the game no one's talking about.
You have so you have St. John's beating Duke but losing to Northern Iowa in the first round.
I think both of those things.
Did you pick up on that?
Exactly. Exactly. You figured it out.
Exactly.
He said bold.
It'll be a close game. It'll be a close
That is
game.
damn bold.
It'll
That
be more
is impossible.
interesting than people think. I think that's his point.
Hey, if you can bring back players that have graduated and played in the NBA, you should still be able to play in the tournament even after you lose, right? Why not? Just take the court.
Sperry 2281 said Furman over UConn. Furmanites for the win.
No chance. No chance. Parity is dead in college basketball.
Yeah.
I hate to say it.
Oh my God! We just saw Miami University beat the mighty SMU Mustangs.
That is not parity.
What are you talking about?
That is not parity at all. That is not parity.
Hey, Trevor,
wrap it up.
Sean Crowley, 4548, said Penn upsets Illinois while TJ Power goes for 35 on an upset stomach.
McCaffrey.
Yes or no?
Power.
Yes or no?
Oh.
Hell no.
All right.
C
Well,
Note 93 says Kennesaw State makes the Sweet 16.
That's
No, hold on. I'm gonna go
This is
through all
off
these.
the
I'm gonna go through all these because that one's kind of crazy. American Santa Cruz 6080 says Jeremy Fears gets ejected in the first half for trying to hit somebody in the nuts. Can we?
Good
Where's
one. That's good.
Ethan?
That's
Can we
good.
get a line
That
on that?
seems likely.
Ethan.
It's not bold at all.
Can't
You're
hear
right.
me. Ethan's
bold.
our BetMGM
his
guy.
earpiece in.
Tennessee and Vanderbilt both make the Final Four. That's what user 2267 said. Is that crazy?
Yes.
Could either of them
No
make the
chance.
Final
That
Four?
would be bold.
Tennessee
Crazy.
has no chance to make the Final Four. Vandy, maybe.
Santa Clara to the Sweet 16.
I don't think that's
People
that
like
hot of a
Santa
take. I like
That's
that
not
one.
hot
I
take.
like that
That's
one.
a good take. I like that one.
All right. Well, we'll track these.
Gonzaga is a sleeper team to the Final Four.
Dagan's
Gonzaga's
wrapping
a
it.
sleeper to the Final Four.
All right,
Wait, hold on.
close
Last
this out,
one,
Johnny.
Last one.
Grief. All right, listen.
Missouri.
Okay, let him.
Missouri picks off Miami. Missouri beats Purdue. Missouri in front of whole Missouri fans in St. Louis, Missouri.
There we
gets
go.
to the Sweet 16.
All right.
You have that?
I have
Why?
that. That's not that bold.
Why?
Because I don't
Some of these aren't even
trust.
bold.
You guys are all
Right.
buying the Purdue won the Big Ten championship thing.
Buy the dip.
They sucked
Buy
for
the
the
dip.
first couple weeks before that.
Buy the dip.
Right.
All right.
Buy
well,
the dip, just the tip.
Listen.
know what's
Okay,
bold?
You're done.
Rob
I
Dauster
like that.
actually shutting up so we can finish
That's
the show.
bold.
That's
That will
bold.
never happen.
That would be
Hey,
bold.
the Cavender Twins, they're playing one-on-one at the Bellagio. Make sure you watch it. If you bet, you get in some rankings. I don't have the read in front of me. Trevor never sent it to me. The Cavender Twins are playing
Good
one-on-one.
promo. Really good promo, Rob. Thank you so much. Okay. Hey, we'll be back tomorrow at 12 Eastern all day long here on Field of 68 for the Madness Cast right here at BetMGM.
The Cavender Twins are facing off in the Court of Legends games, and you can enter a Pick a Twin to Win free-to-play game for a chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. How do you get this offer? 3 easy steps, Jarrell. You opt in to the Pick a Twin to Win free-to-play game. Select whichever Cavender twin, Haley or Hannah, you think will win the Court of Legends one-on-one basketball game. Hosted at the Bank at the Bellagio in Las Vegas, Nevada. And if the twin you select wins the game, you'll win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. Who you got, John? Haley or Hannah?
Can you
Haley,
tell
it's
them
a pick.
apart?
Which one was
Can you
good
tell
at
them
basketball?
apart?
Haley, they both were good.
No, they weren't.
Yeah, one
No,
played
they
in Miami.
weren't.
They both
One
played in
way better
Miami.
than the
One
other.
was
The other
better
was
than
like
the
just
other.
hanging on.
Which was the Carson Beck one?
What?
I'm going with
That's
Haley.
insane.
I'm going with Haley.
All right, you're canceled.
Haley Cavender.
All right, we're being told we have to end this.
Put your earpiece in.
We'll
man.
be. We'll,
You can't touch your ear when you don't
I
have
don't
your
have it.
earpiece
It's actually
in.
out. It's actually out. We're going to be back tomorrow, 12 Eastern. all
John,
day
you're
long.
fired tomorrow if you don't put your earpiece
You
in.
have 13 hours to talk tomorrow. Okay. We'll be back. Make sure you keep it locked here on Field of 68. For Jeff Goodman, for Rob Dauster, for Jarrell McNeil, I'm John Martin. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. First round action. Let's go.